All right, it is Monday, November 4th, 2019 at 2:05 p.m. Let's take a look at some headlines. All right, the space station receives spacewalking gear and new baking oven. So apparently the space station just received a shipment of new gear, new baking oven so they'll be able to bake in space. NASA astronaut Jessica Meir took control of the International Space Station Canadian-built robot arm Monday to capture the Northrop Grumman Cyprus supply ship carrying new crew provisions, spacewalking gear to repair an aging particle physics experiment, tech demo satellites for the U.S. military, and an oven to bake the first cookies in space. That's pretty cool to me. To be able to bake some cookies in space while doing all that space work. Alright, next. Epstein didn't kill himself. Former Navy SEAL burst out on Fox News while talking about military dogs. Former Navy SEAL who was invited on Fox News to discuss military dogs stunned news presenter Jesse Waters when he suddenly blurted out the notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. I'm not going to read the rest of the article because it's about, the military dogs and everything else, but that's pretty interesting that somebody actually blurted out and they actually aired it that Epstein didn't kill himself. As you know, Epstein supposedly committed suicide, but at the same time, the camera to his cell was down, the camera to the walkway to his cell was down, the two guards that were waiting outside his cell were asleep. So, what are the chances of all that happening? And then he supposedly didn't kill himself, as one of the doctors who did the autopsy said that he had consistent wounds on his neck and broken bones around his neck, consistent with homicide or murder. So, pretty much, that's pretty suspicious. And what I find also amazing is that they actually aired it, that they said that Epstein didn't kill himself. They didn't take it down. Alright, next. California fires. Trump threatens to pull federal aid. Alright, so as you guys know, I don't really talk a lot about Trump or anything on this channel because to me it's not important or interesting. I am not for the Democrats or the Republicans, so it doesn't matter to me. But this is an interesting when it comes to the support of California and the wildfires. It says California fires. Trump threatens to pull federal aid. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to cut federal funding for the wildfires sweeping California in a Twitter spat with the state's governor. Nearly 100,000 acres have been destroyed by wildfires in recent weeks, and thousands have been forced from their homes. Mr. Trump blamed Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democrat, saying he had done a terrible job of forest management. Several of this year's major wildfires have burned in unforested areas. Every year, as the fires rage and California burns, it is the same thing, and then he comes to the federal government asking money for help. No more. Get your act together, Governor, Mr. Trump wrote on Twitter. Mr. Newsom, who has been highly critical of Mr. Trump's environmental policies, responded, "You don't believe in climate change? You are excused from this conversation." So that's what's happening right now on the governmental side of the fires, meaning that the political side is just buzzing with this. It's kind of like not helping the issue instead of helping with the fires and trying to send more aid for the firefighters and everything. That's how I see it. Get help for the firefighters and the people who have lost their homes. Alright, next. Ebola. Attackers kill doctor, Congo journalist shining light on virus. A Congolese journalist who has been raising awareness about the Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo has been killed at his home. The army said unidentified attackers raided Papi Mumbe Mamhaba's home in Lebmois in the northeastern province of Ituri, killing him, wounding his wife, and burning their house down. Dr. Congo is experiencing the world's second worst Ebola epidemic on record. People working to stop the virus are often targeted. The BBC's World Service Africa editor Will Ross says over the past year there have been dozens of attacks on health centers and on people working to stop Ebola. The violence is thought to be fueled by the belief among many people that the virus is not real, which can lead to mistrust of those working in the sector. When medics call for people to forgo traditional rites to ensure safe burials, for example, it can create animosity. Some people even feel Ebola is a hoax created by medics to get well paid jobs. So that's pretty interesting. Is this really a hoax, or is it really people getting sick and the people of the country not understanding and their spiritual beliefs and their animosity against the people who work, with the virus, because this is just such a contagious virus, they have to try to keep everything cordoned off. Is it really the people just clashing with the people working with this virus? That's something interesting to keep an eye on, because it could also be a suppression of journalism. Who knows? Who knows? It's just an interesting story that I wanted to share with you guys. Alright, next. I was reading this, Next phase of rideshare changes being for users at Boston Logan Airport. So there's a couple of articles that I'm going to be going through, I think 3 of them, dealing with Uber and the airports kind of crashing down and enforcing the ban either on Uber or Lyft, or just moving them out of the regular area, making it harder for people who either use Uber or Lyft to get rides. It says here, Uber and Lyft new pickup location, and they show ride app pickup. They send them to a different location. It says here, Boston travelers who use ride shares to get home from Logan Airport from terminals B and E will see changes go into effect on Monday that travelers from terminals A and C had phased in last week. Airport officials are moving Uber and Lyft pickup routes from specific locations near each terminal to a centralized location built inside the airport's central parking garage. On Monday, passengers arriving at terminals B and E planning to use rideshare services such as Uber and Lyft will be picked up in a new central parking location. Terminal B serves American Airlines, Air Canada, Alaska Airlines, Spirit Airlines, Southwest Airlines, United Airlines, and Boutique Air, and Terminal E serves all international airlines and all international arrivals, as well as a handful of domestic flights. If you use Terminal A or Terminal C, home to both Delta and JetBlue, the changes began last Monday. Terminal A serves Delta and WestJet, and Terminal C serves JetBlue, Aer Lingus, Silver Airway, and Cape Air and TAP. So they're pretty much in the Logan Airport, in Boston Logan Airport, they're moving the Uber and Lyft people from the regular areas. Now let's go to the next article. Passenger wait time reaches 60 minutes in new LAX airport lot. This post, so it hasn't been a week for Los Angeles International Airport, new taxi and ride hailing to LAX, and already things have gone from bad to worse. Tweets from the program account show how some pretty astronomical wait times since the launch of the initiative. Passengers hoping to jump in a lift face wait time of up to 60 minutes, while Uber and taxi services were ranging from 30 minutes to 25 minutes respectively. And before, wait times for taxis were 16 minutes, Uber 35 minutes, and Lyft 8 minutes. So now that the new location for the rides is, now they have more wait times. It says from someone who's just flown a long transcon flight or has significant traffic to sit in on the way their destination to LA, and it's an extra 30 minutes is killer. If you don't feel like waiting around, you have options. Black car services continue to pick up passengers from terminal curb front. According to GroundLink site, passengers will be picked up from the lower outer commercial island at LAX, which is on one crosswalk over from the original curbside location. The company also created and launched a new airport pickup instructions via text message to ensure smooth transitions to the new LAX curbside pickup requirements. Before receiving pickup instructions, passengers will be connected with their driver. Passengers can also order an Uber Black or an Uber Black SUV to curbside pickup on the outer island curb on the arrivals level. LAX shuttle buses, including those of the LAX and regional services in the flyaway, are also available and reported. These buses, in addition to the new dedicated lanes to the airport, can drive in the next network of carpool and toll lanes on the Los Angeles area's freeway, bypassing traffic in many places. For the unfamiliar, the new LAX lot is dedicated to pick up space adjacent to Terminal 1 at the LAX airport. Passengers have a choice between taking a dedicated shuttle bus from arrivals level to reach a terminal or walking to the new lot to catch their rides. So pretty much the reason why I became aware of this was because I think it was Instagram or something. Lou Ferrigno, I think it was Instagram or Facebook. Lou Ferrigno commented that they had moved the taxis closer, and that the Uber and Lyft rides were nowhere to be seen, and that it was taking forever just to even get close to one. That they had to, other people were talking about they had to walk to a hotel, and on the way to the hotel from the shuttle, they'd call an Uber to the hotel and then get picked up from the hotel and leave in an Uber there. So they're pretty much trying to circumvent what the airports are doing in trying to block Uber or Lyft from getting there, and trying to put all the taxis first. Alright, here's the last article. Mexican National Guard to crack down on Uber as drug war rages. Mexico's militarized police force, already grappling with the surge in drug violence and immigration, has a new mission: to stop people from hailing an Uber at airports. The Mexican National Guard has been charged with conducting sting operations at the country's 56 airports to make sure that only taxis with a federal permit are allowed to load passengers, according to a statement by the ministry. The operation comes after the ministry met with the nation's taxi association that would include government communications and transportation officials. The Uber crackdown adds to the workload of security forces, who already are struggling with raising homicides this year. President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, who has drawn criticism for releasing the son of drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman after a gun battle this month, has also assigned the Guard to stop undocumented immigrants along Mexico's southern border in response to the demand to U.S. President Donald Trump. Okay, so that has nothing to do with what the Uber and Lyft ride at Mexican border. They're pretty much stopping people from hailing Ubers at the Mexican airports. Not just one, many. And it's not just the Mexican government. The UN has come in. I had seen in another article, I believe, from Dabu7, who reported on YouTube. He said that the UN came in, and then they started enforcing the blocking of with the military, the blocking of any Uber or Lyft rides in the Mexican airport. So that's something to have your heads up when you're traveling to Mexico, when you're traveling to Logan Airport, or when you're traveling to LAX. Will this increase and go to other airports? That's something that we have to keep an eye on. If you drive Uber and Lyft, that it's just getting harder for you guys out there. And will they eventually just block them again? Who knows? Alright guys, hit like and subscribe for more videos, and see you next time. God bless. And remember, I have a sponsor, Dave's Empire 1981, in the description below. I also have an email for my channel. If you guys decide to send any pictures of UFOs or mysterious stories or anything you want to send me, send it to spacerivernews@yahoo.com. Alright guys, see you next time. God bless.